Hello and welcome to Everyday Aero. Today we'll be looking at some of the major stories in aerospace this week. First up, Boeing is continuing to struggle. Boeing sold 0 737 MAX planes for the second month straight. They sold only 4 planes in May, compared to Airbus's 15. In May of last year, Boeing sold 69 planes, with 59 being 737 MAX. Boeing is, of course, having trouble with public image and is undergoing FAA investigations. Boeing can't seem to catch a break, and this week was no different. Both Boeing and Airbus found counterfeit titanium parts on their aircraft that showed evidence of corrosion. The FAA and Spirit AeroSystems are investigating the safety implications and how this titanium got accepted, including counterfeit documents. Spirit says all counterfeit titanium has been quarantined on their end, and Boeing claims that all affected planes have not been delivered yet and that the counterfeit parts have been removed. Even though it isn't known exactly how many planes have been impacted by these parts, Boeing has said that there should be no impact on safety. Keeping with this Boeing theme, the Starliner sprung a 5th helium leak while at the ISS. NASA knew about 3 of these leaks while on the journey to the ISS, but they were either patched or deemed to be insignificant. 2 more leaks have appeared now, but NASA still does not appear to be very concerned. For the first round of helium leaks, NASA's Steve Stitch said, quote, "We can handle this particular leak if that leak rate were to grow even up to 100 times. NASA says the return trip should only take about 10 hours, while the Starliner has about 70 hours worth of helium capacity left. NASA has extended the mission, with the astronauts now planning to return around June 18th. So here's a really quick story. On Saturday, June 8th, a video was taken in India of an Indigo Airbus A320 landing on the same runway that an Air India A320 was taking off from. Officials are investigating the incident and have said that guidelines were broken. The air traffic control personnel responsible have been suspended. Next, on Sunday, June 9th, Ukraine claimed to have destroyed a Russian Su-57. The Su-57 is one of Russia's premier stealth fighters, and they're estimated to only have about 14 operational models. Russia showed images taken before and after the drone strike that was carried out about 370 miles into Russian territory. In related news, on June 13th, the Royal Norwegian Air Force deployed F-35s to Bardufoss Air Station, which is built into a mountain. Maybe Russia should take some notes. Next, on Monday, June 10th, the vice president of the African nation of Malawi went missing after a flight he was on did not arrive at its destination airport. The military plane carrying Vice President Salos Chilima and 9 others departed from the capital of Lilongwe to the Mzuzu International Airport, a 45-minute, 270-mile flight. Upon arriving at Mzuzu, air traffic control advised the plane not to land and to turn around due to bad weather and poor visibility. The plane fell off the radar soon after. A search lasting over 24 hours ensued, and the wreckage of the plane was found on Tuesday, June 11th. All aboard the flight died on impact. Malawi will enter a 21-day period of mourning that will last from June 11th to July 1st in order to honor those lost in the crash. Next, we have a video taken on Saturday, June 8th that shows a collision between a float plane and a boat. This collision occurred in a designated takeoff and landing area. Boaters are allowed to enter this area but are discouraged from doing so. In this case, the plane had the right-of-way as it's considered to be restricted in its ability to maneuver. 2 people in the boat were injured while the plane's occupants were unscathed. For our next story, the James Webb Space Telescope has found evidence of a massive asteroid collision in the star system Beta Pictoris. This telescope is capable of seeing objects from over 13.5 billion years ago, but this collision is believed to have only happened about 20 years ago. Around 20 years ago, the Spitzer Space Telescope found a large cloud of dust that was over 100,000 times larger than the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. So this was a massive cloud of dust, but the James Webb Space Telescope recently found that it has disappeared. It has been deduced that about 20 years ago, the Spitzer Space Telescope witnessed the aftermath of a gigantic asteroid collision that left behind this dust cloud. At that time, the origin of the cloud was unknown, but it's clear now that it slowly dispersed into space over the past 20 years, meaning that the presence of the cloud was due to a temporary event, like the collision of 2 asteroids. While we're on the topic of clouds, on Sunday, an Austrian Airlines A320 flew into a storm cell that did not show up on radar. In this cell, the plane was pelted with hail, destroying the nose and radome and smashing the windshield. The plane was carrying 173 passengers who could hear the sound of hail hitting the plane. Despite these incredible images of the damage, the plane flew through the storm for only about 2 minutes. This occurred about 20 minutes from landing, but the pilots were still able to safely land the plane with no injuries. And last, I want to talk about Bill Anders. Apollo 8 astronaut Bill Anders passed away this week after his Beechcraft T-34 crashed into the water around Jones Island in Washington state. Anders was on the first manned mission to orbit the moon, making him one of the first 3 people to ever orbit the moon. He took the famous Earthrise photo, which has been called the photo that changed the world by the BBC and the most influential photo ever taken by Medium. After his Apollo 8 mission, Anders said, quote, "We came all this way to explore the moon, and the most important thing is that we discovered the Earth." If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I'll be posting more videos soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.